Welcome to another great episode of American Rifleman Television, brought to you by Cheaper Than Dirt, their ultimate shooting sports discounter. Now this week in our feature story, we sent Joe Kurtenbach to FTW Outfitters in Barksdale, Texas. There, he shot the Ruger SR762 at long range. For a Rifleman review this week, Senior Associate Editor Brian Sheets is heading to the range with the new Remington R51 pistol. For Eye of This Old Gun, we have the FN Model 1910. This is the gun used to assassinate Archduke Ferdinand, starting the Great War. But right now, let's head for FTW.
Shooter ready?
When you look at precision shooting and these taking these very accurate shots, everything slows down. It's still, again, the same principles apply in marksmanship and all the other disciplines, but in the case of shooting precision, you really need to slow down those disciplines. And what I mean by that is every time you breathe, you have to breathe the same. Every time you focus on the crosshair, you have to focus on the crosshair the same. And every time you squeeze the trigger, it absolutely has to be the same way every time.
Close. Now, before we even start shooting down range and ringing some steel, there's a few fundamentals that we really have to focus on that can make a big difference down range. What you guys like to call building the house. You mind explaining a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. What we're talking about there is getting down behind the gun. The prone position gives us the best surface contact with the ground. And what we like to do is get directly behind the gun. And for several reasons, directly behind the gun in the field allows us to quickly orientate ourselves and find targets. But again, it adds to a good solid foundation as far as managing recoil for like follow-on shot. Right. So what I'm going to do is get directly behind the gun. I bring the buttstock into my shoulder, get a good buttstock position. From the base, building the house means basically get the good foundation. The hills are down and flat. I got a little spread in the legs. In this position, I can manage uneven terrain, and my hips are square. Again, directly behind the gun, stabilizing the back of the gun, managing a good stock weld on the gun. Every time we have to have the same stock weld. And again, I'm directly behind the gun so I can quickly orientate on targets.
Now that we've got a good rifle fit and we're in a good solid prone position, we're out here at the range shooting at 100 yards to really zero the scopes to these rifles. This is incredibly important because when we're talking about shooting at long ranges, we need to have a solid baseline, an accurate baseline, so that we know how much to adjust our scopes for the distance or how much to hold over.
There you go, good hit.
Scenarios.